Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The DTC P0499 indicates an issue with the EVAP canister vent shut valve circuit, specifically a high voltage condition. This valve is crucial for controlling the evaporation emission system by regulating the venting of fuel vapors from the EVAP canister to the engine during specific conditions. Typically located near the fuel tank, it can affect emissions performance if it malfunctions. Initially, it's important to record all freeze data and onboard snapshot to understand the context for the error code. This DTC could cause poor engine performance or increased emissions, indicating a need for thorough diagnostics. You will work through a series of steps to identify and rectify the problem. The DTC P0499 specifically points to a malfunctioning EVAP canister vent shut valve, which is part of the evaporative emission control system. Its primary role is to prevent fuel vapors from escaping into the atmosphere by sealing the EVAP canister. The valve cycles to allow vapors to flow to the engine for combustion during certain driving conditions. This valve is typically located close to the fuel tank, integrated within the vehicle's fuel vapor management pathway. A circuit high voltage condition suggests there might be an electrical fault in the valve's connectivity to the powertrain control module (PCM). Understanding this function is vital for diagnosing issues related to fuel efficiency and emissions compliance. Several potential causes could trigger the DTC P0499. First, poor electrical connections can create high resistance, leading to voltage issues that affect the valve's operation. Loose or corroded terminals can also result in intermittent connections, complicating the circuit's performance. Another possibility is a faulty EVAP canister vent shut valve itself, which may fail mechanically, preventing it from functioning correctly. Additionally, issues within the PCM can arise. If the software is outdated, or if the module is defective, it can mismanage the valve controls. Each of these factors requires careful examination to determine the root cause and ensure proper operation of the EVAP system. When DTC P0499 is triggered, you may observe several discernible symptoms. One of the primary indications is the illumination of the check engine light on the dashboard, which alerts the driver to a potential issue that requires attention. Additionally, the malfunctioning EVAP canister vent shut valve can lead to increased emissions, thereby causing the vehicle to fail inspections related to environmental regulations. A further consequence may be a noticeable decrease in fuel efficiency, as unmetered fuel vapors affect the combustion process. These symptoms not only affect the operation of the vehicle, but can also lead to long-term environmental impacts if not addressed promptly. The initial step in troubleshooting DTC P0499 involves turning the ignition switch to the on/to position without starting the engine. This step powers up the vehicle's electrical systems needed for diagnostic testing. Next, you should clear any existing diagnostic trouble codes, DTCs, with the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. The HDS is essentially a tool that allows for efficient communication with the vehicle's computer systems. After clearing the codes, you will select the option for EVAP Canister Vent Shut Valve, CVS, on in the inspection menu of the HDS. This prepares the system for further diagnostics by testing the valve and its associated circuitry. In the second step, you will check for any pending or confirmed DTCs using the HDS. Pending DTCs are those that have been recorded but may not indicate a present fault, while confirmed DTCs represent issues actively affecting vehicle operation. It is essential to identify if DTC P0499 is still present at this stage, as it confirms the ongoing issue with the EVAP system. If DTC P0499 is indicated, you will proceed to the next troubleshooting step. However, If it is not present, this suggests an intermittent failure, and you should inspect for poor connections or loose terminals at both the EVAP canister vent shut valve and the PCM. If DTC P0499 remains present after checking for pending codes, the next step is to ensure that the PCM has the latest software updates. The powertrain control module is responsible for monitoring and regulating the engine performance and emission systems, including the EVAP system. Outdated PCM software can lead to miscommunications and errors. If the software is current, but the DTC persists, substitute it with a known good PCM to eliminate hardware failure as the cause. This method is crucial as it provides a baseline for confirming whether the issue is due to software, hardware, or physical connectivity problems with the EVAP system. Following the PCM update or substitution, the next step is to once again select EVAP Canister Vent Shut Valve, CVS, on from the HDS inspection menu. This step initiates a new diagnostic routine to closely monitor the EVAP valve's response after any changes have been made to the PCM. After reselecting, you must check if any pending or confirmed DTCs arise. This will help in determining whether the previous steps have successfully resolved the P0499 issue, or if further diagnostics are required to check connections or other potential faults. Logging the results at this stage is essential for systematic troubleshooting. If DTC P0499 is still indicated following the previous step, it is crucial to reevaluate the electrical connections and terminals at both the EVAP canister vent shut valve and the PCM. This issue could be as simple as poor connectivity due to corrosion, dirt, or loose wiring that affects the signal and causes a high voltage in the circuit. If the PCM was recently updated, but the DTC continues to appear, it's advisable to substitute it with a known good unit for a definite diagnosis. Establishing a secure connection and ensuring the terminals are clean and undamaged is vital for the correct operation of the EVAP system and for eliminating potential electrical faults causing high voltage readings. After completing all necessary repairs and adjustments, the final verification step is crucial to ensure the effective resolution of the DTC P0499. Utilize the HDS to monitor the onboard diagnostics, OBD status, which provides a clear indication of the vehicle's emission control system performance. The focus here is to check whether the HDS indicates that DTC P0499 has passed. If it confirms a successful pass, it suggests that no further issues exist with the EVAP system or its components. If the DTC still indicates a failure, further troubleshooting is mandated, including checking previously repaired connections or further diagnostics for other potential faults. To prevent the recurrence of DTC P0499, it's essential to undertake regular preventive maintenance on the EVAP system and its components. Start by frequently checking all electrical connections associated with the EVAP canister vent shut valve and the PCM, keeping these connections free from corrosion and ensuring that they are not loose will significantly reduce the risk of encountering high voltage issues. Additionally, routinely inspecting the physical components of the EVAP system allows for early detection of wear and tear that might lead to failure. Understanding how the evaporative emission system operates helps in recognizing any anomalies, making it easier to maintain the vehicle's performance and compliance with emission standards. In conclusion, troubleshooting DTC P0499 related to the EVAP canister vent shut valve circuit requires a structured approach to identify and rectify issues effectively. Understanding the roles of the EVAP system components and how they interact is fundamental in diagnosing the high voltage condition. Throughout the process, careful monitoring, connection checks, and ensuring updated module software are essential to a successful repair. Additionally, preventive maintenance strategies are critical in maintaining the long-term health of the EVAP system and preventing similar faults in the future. By adhering to these guidelines, one can help ensure that the vehicle performs optimally, thus enhancing reliability and compliance with environmental regulations. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.